Hafa students, I am Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. You all have been through a year of big changes. We've had to adapt and make big changes to keep our families and our island safe. But with change comes opportunity and a chance to try new things like PBS University. While Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and I will continue to do our part to keep our island safe, you students have a part to play as well. Your part is to keep learning and to keep up with your lessons. That's why I am happy to see you here ready to learn with PBS University. PBS University is a way to bring a continuous educational curriculum to you while you stay safe at home during this time. To help you keep up with your studies, we asked our friends at PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education to put together this episode. Thank you for doing your part and have a great lesson.
PBS University is a program by PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education in conjunction with public school teachers. These lessons are created to provide both parents and students with a unique educational experience while helping students to continue learning at home. PBS University, next on PBS Guam.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come along, let's sing a song. We'll have a great adventure. Today's the day, let's learn and play. We'll have a great adventure. Numbers, letters, science things, all that we can do. Help you deal with how you feel. Share with us too. It's super cool and just like school. Our awesome learning adventures. So grab a friend, the fun will end. Our awesome learning adventures. Awesome learning adventures with PBS University.
Hello, boys and girls. I had a student who taught me how to say hello in Russian. Hello in Russian is Привет. My name is Mrs. De Guzman, and I am your kindergarten literacy teacher for PBS University Guam. Today is a very special episode. We will read alongside Simone Bollinger and her daughter Enna. Simone wrote a book called Unhaani Zansi Enna, and the book is in Chamorro. Before hearing this story, I want to share with you a reading strategy. Reading strategies are tools to help you become a better reader. The strategy I want to share with you today is called rereading. Rereading is when you go back in the story to read something again. You can reread a sentence or you can reread the whole story. Simone and Enna will read the story in Chamorro and then we will reread it in English. Let's read our I can statement. I can reread a story to understand it better. Let's get to it. It's circle time.
Hafa Guam with Enna. Today we're going to be reading Unhaani Zansi Enna. And if you don't know what that means, it means a day with Enna. Buenas Enna, Fakmata. Matsatsum hulu si Enna. Zaileknya, Mioranwana. Haistira y dos canaña, pues kahulu zaha brotsas inifeña. Mamura pues mapaini, estelis tusiena. Halii itasi anay humahana para escuela. Atan ilaja duduli. Ki escuela hatumo si Enna pot guahan. Zanya mamenta. Opaca amarito azul colocaje agaga beti en zanlila. Anay mapo I eskwela habisita si Nonan Biha dan si Tatan Bihu.
Si Tatan Bihu hanai mga zan sugo ni Zuk.
Puesu mana mamoka si Nona dan si Anna Itasi. Organ duk 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 duk. Si Anna hatatatay leplu ki halu kareta. Pues humana si Anna. Umomak pues habrotas talo ini fenya. Si tata ha fanui si Anna nipilan zan iputiun. Salam iputiun. Salam lam putiun. Hahasu amanu nagagihau. Gagi hilu itanu. Salam lam putiun. Jaja si Anna. Pues malgo. Buenas noches, Anna. Guardahau. Si Anna haguifi po idea hafasi ha guinifinia. Hope you like the book. Adios.
Now we're going to use our reading strategy that we learned. We will reread the story one more time, but this time in English. Unhaani Dan Si Enna, A Day with Enna, written by Simone Bollinger, translated by Marie B. Perez, and illustrated by Jack Lujan Bavacqua. Good morning, Enna. Wake up. Enna sits up and says, Nyora Nana. She stretches her arms, then gets up and brushes her teeth. She gets dressed and gets her hair brushed. Enna is ready for the day. On her way to school, Enna sees the ocean. Look at the sail of the small canoe. At school, Enna learns about Guam. She likes to color. After school, Enna visits her grandma and grandpa. Grandpa gives her mango and coconut juice. Delicious. Then Mommy and Enna go for a walk on the beach. Call, duk duk, duk duk, duk duk, duk duk. In the car, Enna reads a book. Then Enna eats dinner, takes a bath, and brushes her teeth again. Daddy takes her to see the moon and the stars. The stars twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder where you are, up above the world so high. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Enna is tired. She goes to sleep. Good night, Enna. I love you. Enna dreams about her day. What does she dream about? It looks like she dreams about the duk-duk, the coconut juice that she gets from Grandma and Grandpa's house, the sail on the canoe, and the moon and the stars. Thanks for sharing that book with us, Simone and Enna. I loved hearing that story in Chamorro. And thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today for Circle Time with Mrs. De Guzman. I'd love to hear from you. Have an adult like your mom, dad, an older brother or a sister help you. Email me if you'd like to just say hi or share what you enjoyed for Circle Time today. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. Bye, boys and girls.
off a day. And the Sioux Indians would say how, which is basically hello. I am Mrs. Muth, your kindergarten math teacher, and today's lesson is on subtraction with a taste of Thanksgiving. Subtraction means to take away. So let's say our I can statement. Me first, then we'll say it together, and then you will say it by yourself, boys and girls, because I know you can do it. Me first. Here we go. I can subtract in many ways. Let's say it together, okay? I can subtract in many ways. All right, by yourself. Nice, awesome. So let me ask you, boys and girls, what is Thanksgiving? And why do we celebrate it? Why do we celebrate Thanksgiving? I hear some of you are saying to be thankful for what we have or for the people in our lives, right? Awesome. So as we go through this lesson, I would like you to think about what you are thankful for, okay? All right. Did you know, boys and girls, that the very first Thanksgiving, the very first Thanksgiving was celebrated over 400 years ago? That's a whole lot of years ago. And how did Thanksgiving get started? Well, there were the Pilgrims and the Indians, basically the Sioux Indians. And what had happened was the Sioux Indians, they helped the Pilgrims kind of help them get started in farming their lands and growing some vegetables and farming, taking care of animals so they can have food. And then the Pilgrims said, hey, Indians, why don't we have a real big party to say thank you for how you have helped us? So the Pilgrims and the Indians, they got together and they had a big old party to say thank you for everything that they have. 6 Indians minus 3 Indians equals 3 Indians. When we celebrate Thanksgiving nowadays, right? We always have lots of food. We come together with our families, just like the Pilgrims and the Indians got together. And so when we get together with my family, we always have turkey. I love turkey. But did you know when the Indians and the Pilgrims got together to celebrate their Thanksgiving for everything that they have, they didn't have turkey. Nope, they didn't have turkey. But today, we have turkey because we love turkey. I love turkey. Do you? 10 turkeys minus 6 turkeys equals 4 turkeys. Well, in my family, we always have a Thanksgiving feast where our families come together, all my brothers and sisters come together and their kids to get together to be thankful for being a family. And when we come together as a family, we always have pies. Do you like pies? Woo, I do too. My favorite pie is the pumpkin pie. Do you like pumpkin pie? Do you like pumpkin pie? I do. What other pies do you like? Well, I know my brother likes custard pie. Ooh, so we have lots of pies when we get together. I hope you have pies in your parties too when you get together on Thanksgiving. 6 pies minus 4 pies equals 2 pies. One of the other things we always had at our family gatherings for Thanksgiving is corn on the cob. Do you like corn on the cob, boys and girls? Oh, I love corn on the cob, and everybody in my household loves corn on the cob. Yum, yum, yum. 5 corn on the cob minus 4 corn on the cob equals 1 corn on the cob. So one of the things that we like to do at my house for Thanksgiving is everyone would come together and they would think about what they are thankful for. Remember, I had asked you to think about what you are thankful for? Awesome. Well, everyone in my family would come together and get one of these little pennants, these little paper pennants, and I would cut them out just like this, and they would write on these paper pennants what they are thankful for. And then we'd string it all up just like this and hang it around the house. Isn't this awesome? They'd hang it around the house and it'd be decorating the house with what everybody was thankful for. And maybe, boys and girls, what you can do is you can do the same thing for Thanksgiving, and you can see what everyone is thankful for. Well, we talked a lot about Thanksgiving, and we did some subtraction with Indians and pilgrims. We did some subtraction with pies, and we did some subtraction with corn on the cob. Well, I hope that you learned a lot about Thanksgiving and you learned your subtraction. And be safe and keep on having fun learning. A happy Thanksgiving. Bye!
Buenas and half a day. Mabuhay, Rananim, Katsalele, Konnichiwa, Annyeonghaseyo, Ni hao, Aloha, and hello, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Navarrete, and welcome to PBS University Kindergarten Science. In today's lesson, we will be learning about the 5 food groups. Part 1, fruits and vegetables. Before we begin, let's read our I Can statement together. Get ready. I can describe the 5 food groups. What are the 5 food groups? Let's read a story called There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Turkey by Lucille Calandro. There was an old lady who swallowed a turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed a ball. She stood very tall as she swallowed that ball. She swallowed the ball to throw at the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed a hat. Imagine that! She swallowed a hat. She swallowed the hat to cover the ball. She swallowed the ball to throw at the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed a balloon. She felt as big as the moon when she swallowed the balloon. She swallowed the balloon to bump the hat. She swallowed the hat to cover the ball. She swallowed the ball to throw at the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed that turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed a boat. It slid down her throat when she swallowed that boat. She swallowed the boat to anchor the balloon. She swallowed the balloon to bump the hat. She swallowed the hat to cover the ball. She swallowed the ball to throw at the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed some wheels. She kicked up her heels when she swallowed those wheels. She swallowed the wheels to drive the boat. She swallowed the boat to anchor the balloon. She swallowed the balloon to bump the hat. She swallowed the hat to cover the ball. She swallowed the ball to throw at the turkey. I don't know why she swallowed the turkey, but she's always been quirky. There was an old lady who swallowed a horn of plenty. She could have swallowed 20 horns of plenty. Just then, the old lady heard a band, so she marched her way onto the grandstand. As the parade got underway, she wished everyone a Happy Thanksgiving Day. The end. Wasn't that a great story? The old lady ate so many different things, like a turkey, a football, a hat, a boat, tires, and so many different things. How would you feel if you ate all of those things? You'd probably have a tummy ache and go straight to the doctor right away. Do you think it's healthy to eat all of those things? No, right? In the past episodes, I talked about having good nutrition to stay healthy. One of the best ways to stay healthy is by eating the 5 food groups. The 5 food groups are fruits, vegetables, protein or meat, dairy, and grain. Today, we'll be talking about fruits and vegetables. Fruits. A fruit comes from the flower of a plant. Fruits have seeds. Fruits usually taste sweet, sour, or juicy. You need at least 2 to 3 servings of fruits every day because they contain natural water, fiber, minerals, and vitamins like vitamin C to boost your immune system so you won't get sick. Fruits help your body function better. Vegetables. Vegetables are the root, stem, and leaves of a plant. Vegetables have no seeds. Vegetables usually taste bitter or leafy. You need at least 2 to 3 servings of vegetables every day because vegetables contain lots of fiber, minerals, and vitamins to help your body grow. You can get fruits and vegetables at any store. But I love getting fresh fruits and vegetables from the local flea market. Maybe you could go on a field trip with your parents one day and find all the delicious fruits and vegetables you could buy. It's always good to support local. Let's play a game. I'll show you a picture and you tell me whether it's a fruit or a vegetable. Ready? Let's begin. Apples, fruit, broccoli, vegetable. Bananas, fruit, onion, vegetable. Pineapple, fruit. Strawberries, fruit. Celery, vegetable. Lettuce, vegetable. Watermelon, fruit. Coconut, fruit. Mushroom, vegetable. Lemon, fruit. Kale, vegetable. Blueberries, fruit. Orange, fruit. Spinach, vegetable. Grapes, fruit. Potato, vegetable. Pumpkin, fruit. Cabbage, vegetable. Great job identifying fruits and vegetables, boys and girls. I hope you learned a lot today about 2 of the 5 food groups. Remember to always add fruits and vegetables to your daily meals to stay healthy, strong, and awesome. Before we go, let's sing our farewell song called Adventure is Out There. 5, 6, 7, 8. Adventure is out there. We'll learn and we share. Adventure is out there. We'll show that we care. Adventure is out there for me and for you. Adventure is out there. I hope to see you soon. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hafa students, welcome to PBS University. My name is John Fernandez, and I'm the superintendent of the Guam Department of Education. These PBS University lessons are made to help you to continue learning. The teachers here prepared fun lessons on science, character education, math, English, and more. And they made it for you, the students of Guam. We're very grateful to them for their instruction. We're also thankful for you students, parents, and guardians who are watching. Remember, stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you soon in the next school year. Thank you.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to this episode of PBS University. I'm your kindergarten social studies teacher, Miss L. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the very first Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble. But before we begin, let's take a look at our Diversifile to see if you and I can learn a new way to say hi, how are you, in another language. Come on, let's take a look. I like this one. Ready? This is how you say, hi, how are you, in Japanese.
Konnichiwa, genki desu ka?
Awesome job. Now before we begin, let's say our I can statement so we understand what we're gonna do today. All right? Great. I can tell about Thanksgiving. Awesome sauce. Ah, yes. Hello, boys and girls. How would you like to take this journey with me to find out more about the first Thanksgiving? You do? Great. Let's start. In our previous episode, we had fun learning about traditions that we celebrate through Halloween. But now, let's talk about Thanksgiving and how it is widely celebrated and an important holiday in America. Now, you might celebrate Thanksgiving by having a feast, spending time with your family, decorating, or by watching a fun parade. But let's talk more about where this holiday came from and how people celebrate similar holidays around the world. A long time ago, in 1620, Englishmen set out to the Americas for growth and opportunity. These pilgrims landed on Plymouth, which is now called Massachusetts. They landed with their ship called the Mayflower. Life was very hard and harsh during the winter. They did not know how to grow or harvest food, nor did they know how to hunt on this new land. When spring came, they had to figure out how to feed themselves. Luckily for them, the Native Americans came to the rescue. Native Americans were the people who long lived on their land and were so generous to show the pilgrims how to harvest things like corn. This was all thanks to a Native American named Squanto. Squanto helped them with the land and how to use the land to grow food. When fall came, the pilgrims were able to collect a huge harvest. Knowing they had plenty of food, the pilgrims decided to have a big grand feast. They invited the Wampanoag people to join in on this celebration in 1621. This celebration lasted 3 whole days. How exciting! The pilgrims were so thankful for the blessings and the gifts that the Native Americans taught and gave to them, and the success of their harvest, that this became the first Thanksgiving. A journey that started a long time ago is the reason for this holiday season.
This is giving.
Yeah, Emma, that's right. This is giving. Thanksgiving, that is. Now, because of the pilgrims getting help from the Native Americans like Squanto, they were so grateful and thankful in the end that they wanted to give back. That's why we have this very special holiday. So let's see, what do you do to celebrate Thanksgiving? Fun fact, Canada and the US celebrate Thanksgiving similarly with similar traditions, such as eating a big turkey dinner with lots of sides like macaroni and cheese, pumpkin pie, and cranberry sauce. Sometimes in the US, they even watch a football game to celebrate with family and friends. And what are you thankful for? Are there anything else that you might celebrate during this time? Let us know.
What are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my family, and I love them, and I love my puppy, Ivy.
Hannah,
Yeah?
what are you thankful for?
For the people who provide this food. Happy Thanksgiving!
Did anyone see my turkey around here? Boys and girls, I lost my turkey, but I gained some knowledge. Now, did you guys have fun learning about the first Thanksgiving and how people celebrate Thanksgiving differently around the world? You did? I'm proud of you. Air five. Psh. Okay, let's say our I can statement one more time to see if we really understood what we did today. Are you ready? Okay. I can tell about Thanksgiving. Can you tell about Thanksgiving now? Can you celebrate with your family? Perfect. Until next time, boys and girls, I'm your kindergarten social studies teacher, Miss L, and I'll see you next time. But remember, I want you to think, laugh, and love. Bye!
Hafa day, everyone, and welcome back to PBS University. My name is Mr. Candasso, and I'm going to be your kindergarten character education teacher. For those of you who don't know me, welcome aboard! This week, we're going to talk about growth mindset. Does anyone know what growth mindset is? Growth mindset is the way we think about things and the way we think to ourselves and how we can tell ourselves that we can do certain things. Like this. Let's say our I can statement. I can talk about growth mindset. So growth mindset helps us create goals for ourselves. It helps us tell ourselves that we believe in ourselves and the things we do, the way we think about others and how we treat them, and the way others treat us and how we respond to the way they treat us. Maybe you want to play the guitar. Growth mindset is perfect for that because you can't just pick up a guitar and figure it out right away, huh? It takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes a lot of telling yourself that you can do it. Have you ever thrown a ball to something and you missed the target? Yeah, right, we probably all have done it. What was something you did to try and be better at throwing that ball? Yeah, maybe you closed one eye like this so you could aim better. Maybe you changed the way you threw the ball, like the way you held the ball or the way you tossed it. Yeah, that's growth mindset. Maybe you threw it harder. Yeah, that's also growth mindset. So growth mindset is a way that we can solve problems too, huh? Yeah. Now maybe some of us, we tried throwing that ball one time and didn't get it. Maybe we tried throwing it 2 times and didn't get it. Maybe we tried throwing it 10 times and still didn't get it. Maybe some of us even tried to throw it 100 times and still didn't get it. And that's where growth mindset comes in. We can probably feel really frustrated when we don't get to hit that target, huh? So what growth mindset does, it helps us think to ourselves that we can do it. That we're able to hit that target, we're able to reach our goal, and we're able to take the time we need to practice. And we become more confident, or we believe in ourselves more,
And that's why growth mindset is so important. And we can think about what we can say to ourselves when we find ourselves feeling sad, mad, frustrated, or even angry. And growth mindset doesn't just have to be when we might feel those bad feelings. It could also be when we do something well. And we can continue to be good at what we do and maybe even get better at what we do. So let's talk about some ways you can use growth mindset in whatever you do. Say, for example, you're trying to write your letters of the alphabet, or you're trying to write your name and you just can't. What's something you can tell yourself that you're able to do it? I get better when I practice. Can you say that along with me? I get better when I practice. And one of my favorite situations to come across is making a mistake. Who out there likes to make mistakes? Oh, some of you said no. You know what's important about mistakes? It helps us become better at what we're trying to do. Isn't that interesting? We're often told that mistakes are bad, but mistakes actually help us grow. And that's where growth mindset comes in. It helps us think about new ways to do things. A lot of things have come from growth mindset. Think about the iPad that you use. You think about the TV you're watching. Growth mindset was behind all of those creations. Isn't that pretty cool? We wouldn't be able to do a lot of things, or we wouldn't have a lot of stuff if people didn't use growth mindset. And now you see why it's important, huh? Speaking of creations and creativity, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite times of year, and maybe you might celebrate it differently around this time, but when we think about Thanksgiving, we think about being thankful and being grateful. And we should be grateful to have a growth mindset, huh? What's some things that you can be thankful for? Awesome! I heard mom and dad. I heard brother and sister, grandma and grandpa, Ninas, Ninos, aunties, uncles, yes, everybody, and even some of the things that we might have, like you might have some toys you're thankful for because they might mean something special to you. What we're going to do now is we're going to use that growth mindset and we're going to create a holiday Thanksgiving turkey decoration. You want to do it? Here's what you need. You're going to need some construction paper. You can choose any colors. We're also going to need a marker or a pen, some scissors, a small cup, and some glue. With our first sheet of construction paper, we're going to trace our hands just like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take all our three colors and we're going to put them together so it's easy. We can cut it one shot. And when we cut it out, we're going to get three of the same shapes. It doesn't have to be perfect when you cut it out. Just remember, it's okay to make mistakes, right? And when we get to the bottom, we can just make a little circle. And it should look just like this. With our extra yellow paper, we're just gonna cut out a little triangle. And with our red paper, we're just gonna make some weird shape. And this is gonna be for the turkey's waddle. You can make it whatever shape you want. Now, we're gonna draw a shape that looks almost like a little peanut. Just like that. And just like our hands, we're gonna cut. Ta-da! With our white sheet of paper, we're gonna draw some eyes. Just like this. Then we're gonna glue up here. And then we're gonna do a little line of glue right here. And we're gonna put the red one first, and then the yellow one on top. What is that? What we're going to do now is we're going to put a little glue here, and then we're going to put our turkey so it lines up with the bottom. And on the back side, we're gonna add some more glue for where we did with our hands. And then we're just gonna place it together. And what do we get? Look what we made, isn't that really cool? Now you can place this in the center of your table for Thanksgiving, huh? It's gonna be the most beautiful thing anyone has ever seen. I'm so happy we were able to talk about growth mindset and how important it is to help us become better people, better friends, better brother, better sister, and just a better human being, huh? And now we can build our character with growth mindset. We can build up others with growth mindset, and we can build a community with growth mindset. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.
Half a day! Half a day! Half a day, my PBS friends, and Rananim. Rananim also means half a day or hello in Chuukese. Rananim! Do I have something very special for you today? I want you to guess what it is that we are celebrating. We have a turkey. That's right. And we are celebrating it with our familia. That's right. Can you guess what we will be celebrating today? Maulik, great guess, my friends. We are celebrating Biba Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. All right, my friends. So today we are celebrating a very special time with our familia. In Samoa, we say Biba Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. Let's try that together, and I'll slow it down a little bit. Biba Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. That means Happy Thanksgiving. That's right. Happy Thanksgiving, my PBS friends. So today our lesson is about frutas zangolay. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite fruit is, but let me give you an idea or a clue. It is color red or agaga. But we'll get to that in a bit. I want you to be thinking about what my favorite fruit is. But here is the word again that we are learning how to say today. Frutas zangolay. Frutas in Tamoru, of course, or in English, is fruit. Can you say frutas? Maulik. Frutas is very important when it comes to eating because it's very healthy for us, right? And frutas is also very important because in my familia, in my family, when we have a party, we always have frutas as part of our food or our meal. That's because we want to share it with everybody. The next word you're going to learn is golay. Golay. And golay means vegetables. I know. You might not like that many types of golay, but I'm pretty sure when you get a chance to try vegetables, you'll actually like it. Can you say golay? Maulik. Golay is very important also in our family because we cook with a lot of golay. We add potatoes into our kadu. We add tomatoes into other types of food like salad. And of course, my favorite golay, which is a little bit hard to say, is biringenas. But today, I want you guys to think or guess what my favorite fruta is because I already told you what my favorite golay is. Again, my favorite fruta is kolot agaga, and it's so delicious. It's making my mouth water. Oh my gosh, I want to eat it as soon as I am done today. I'm gonna have that today as part of my dinner. All right, so in my familia, we celebrate Thanksgiving by coming together and having a really awesome time sharing pictures of our family and the babies that are just born, that are nennies. And even a lot of times we play some games. Do you guys play games when you are celebrating Thanksgiving? All right, my friends, what do you do to celebrate Thanksgiving? I like to get together with my familia and we have an awesome time with delicious food, including my favorite fruit. And I'm gonna get to that at the very, very end, and hopefully you get the correct answer. Do you think you're gonna find out what my favorite fruit is? All right, Esther. Okay, so I know that a lot of us celebrate Thanksgiving differently. We don't all celebrate it the same way. Some of you go to the restaurant, or some of you go to the beach, and some of you, maybe you just celebrate it at home like we do. When our family comes over, we have a big feast. Oh my gosh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Do you do the same thing? What are some things that you do in your culture to celebrate Thanksgiving or Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha? Maule, great ideas. I love it. And I hope that you continue to celebrate with your familia like how I celebrate it with my familia, because I love my familia. And I would not want to celebrate it with anybody else unless I'm going to be with my friends, right? Yes. All right. Thank you, my friends, for sharing what you do when you're together with your familia on Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. All right, my friends, let's review what we just learned today. Our first word we learned was Biba Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. Maulik. The next word we learned was frutas. Frutas. Maulik. Another word we learned was golai. Golai. Oh, Maulik. Oh, I'm totally enjoying this. And the last word we learned was my favorite fruit, of course. It was manzana. Manzana. Maulik. That was awesome, my friends. Biba Ha'anin Mana'i Grasha. Maulik. Pues, esta hora, it is already time. Adios. Adios. That's it for Samoru time. Have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy it with your familia.
Fast, fun facts. Fast, fun facts. With Mr. Ernest Ochoco.
Hey everyone, this is Mr. Ernest Ochoco with another fast fun fact. And today we're still talking about one of the loveliest holidays in the year, during the year. It is Thanksgiving. Yes, it is the season of being thankful and the season of giving. That's why it's Thanks Night, Thanksgiving. Right? So, I want you guys to do a little bit of an exercise with me today. It's a therapeutic exercise that I used to do when I worked at mental health and substance abuse. Okay, that means that we learned a lot of therapies to help bring us into a good mental state. And we also did outreach and volunteer work to help others to realize that. So here we go. I'm gonna put on, before I begin, I'm gonna put on my thinking cap, or in this case, my thinking bonnet. Woo! What is this, Mr. Choco? What are you wearing? It is a bonnet, you guys. It's like one of those things that they used to wear, you know, the pilgrims back in the day. And it's so cute on me. I'm not gonna make a ribbon because it's gonna take too long and I like to show the red part. So anyway, this is my thinking bonnet. And what is Thanksgiving about, right? We wanna talk about being thankful. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I'm thankful for. Now, before that, I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that happens, especially during like COVID. There's a lot of depression, and sometimes you go through dark things in your life where you feel sad, or you feel really unhappy about how people are treating you, or how you haven't achieved things and things like that, and that can get us really down. So, I want to do an exercise with you where you focus on the things that you have and the things that you are right now, because there's always something great about a person. No matter how sad you are or how bad you think you are, there's always something good and something great in your life. Let's begin. So, first, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my life, being alive, being able to breathe and being able to be here and experiencing things on this earth while I am a human being, while my energy is a human being. The next thing that I'm thankful for is, let's see, education. I have an education. I went to school as an elementary school kid, then I went into middle school, high school, and then to college. And I was able to get my degrees. And I now have a pretty good job, a great job actually, doing this with you, teaching you, and doing theater and performing and singing and dancing and creating shows and helping people become inspired. What else am I grateful for? Ooh, food. I'm so grateful for food. I love eating. And I also am grateful for my parents, my friends who treat me really well, all the people around me who are kind. There's a lot of people who have been kind in my life. Some people haven't been kind, but there's a lot more people who have been kind. And I'm also thankful for toys and watching movies like Shang-Chi, right? And the 10 Rings, stuff like that. Marvel, all that stuff. Disney. I'm so thankful for all of those things that I can watch that can inspire me and make me who I am today. I'm thankful for wanting to help others. I'm thankful for knowing how to give to others. And I'm thankful for being smart. I'm a little smart. And also being playful. I'm thankful for that. So those are some of the things that I'm thankful for in my life. And I'd like for you to write to us at PBS Guam and tell us what you're thankful for in your life. All right, this is Mr. Ernesto Choco with another Fast Fun Fact. Bye everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hafa students, I'm Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. For more than a year now, you all have continued to wash your hands and watch your distance from others, and you've done a really great job wearing your masks. We know your parents and guardians have helped you to make these changes to keep yourself and your community safe. As Governor Leon Guerrero said, we are happy you are here. We want you to continue to learn and sharpen your skills with the help of PBS University. This program is the result of a collaborative effort. We couldn't do it alone. I'd like to thank the teachers and support staff of the Guam Department of Education and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to our students. I'd also like to thank you students for participating at home. To your parents, I'd like to thank you for taking an active role in your child's education. We are all eager to return to a time when all of us can share and study together in person. Until then, we hope you learned something new from this PBS University instruction.